Would you believe that one of the biggest mistakes a presenter can make might be one of the easiest things to fix? Well, let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk because unfortunately, it's a blind spot for many, and you can't fix what you can't hear. But I hear it all the time, and I'll not only tell you what it is, I'll give you two ways to address it.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
Are you aware that most of us unconsciously call upon different voices depending on the situation we find ourselves in? It starts at an early age with something as simple as volume control. When you were little and you got a tad loud, you were reminded to use your inside voice. First time I can remember being aware of this multiple voice phenomena was when I was starting to fly a lot. Find myself having a pleasant conversation with a flight attendant who seemed perfectly normal until he or she picked up a microphone to make announcements. Then I'd hear some sort of weird mechanical delivery that defied all logic. This bizarre special microphone inflection voice usually was delivered with a pitch, pace, and tone that sounded anything but authentic. For some reason, the idea of making a public announcement seems to encourage that individual to use his or her mechanical sing-song microphone inflection voice. No one ever walked up to me and spoke to me with that microphone inflection voice before or after the microphone was in use. I think I actually got used to it. I guess someone must have convinced us that this dull and disingenuous voice is easier to understand. Perhaps. But for many, our inside voice and our emotionless microphone inflection voice make up only a part of our repertoire. It seems we have another insincere voice that likes to be heard. I call this voice our special sing-song presenter voice. This particular inflection is noted by an unusual rising and falling rhythm that sounds silly, and it can be dangerous for a presenter. This particular oversimplified voice can sound condescending and lead the audience to believe that the presenter is talking down to them. Not good. Now, audiences will forgive a lot of voices. They'll forgive a slightly shaky, nervous voice, or we need to turn up the microphone voice, or even a stern and charge voice. However, this condescending sing-song presenter voice can distract an audience and in some situations turn that audience against the speaker. So how do we change this potentially dangerous voice and keep you out of trouble? Two ways. One, remember. That's right, remember. You don't need to create a new voice because the voice you're looking for has been there all the time. The voice you're looking for is your conversation voice. This voice is the same pitch, pace, and tone you naturally use when talking with a few friends you feel comfortable with. Shocked? Don't be. Just because you find yourself standing on a stage, other than slowing down just a tick, you don't really need to change a thing. The audience wants to hear from you, the conversation you, not the sing-song presenter you. What's more, when an audience feels like they've heard the genuine conversation you, they'll bond faster and tighter with you than you can possibly imagine. All right, number two, remember to remember. Most presenters are unaware that he or she is using a different sing-song presenter voice. In fact, it's an unconscious behavior. Adjusting your voice to a more natural voice isn't difficult to do, but it can be difficult to keep doing. To prevent you from slipping back into your other voice, simply place a note with the word conversation above any notes you may have on your lectern. Use a Post-it or tape it down so it doesn't move. This little reminder will give you a mental poke every time you sneak a peek at your notes and will be all you need to stay in your conversation voice. Falling into the wrong voice at the wrong time and with the wrong audience can make for a long day for you and for that audience. It's not about trying to teach yourself to be something you aren't. It's about remembering who you are and how you sound when you're with people you enjoy talking to. Mark Twain once said, "If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything." Using your conversation voice might initially take a prompt or two to remember when you're giving a presentation, but in the end, it'll be one of the easiest and most powerful fixes you can make. By using your natural conversation voice, you're just being truly authentic, and that's what every speaker should be.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.